Scientific Facts in the Bible by Ray Comfort. Today we're going to talk about the incredible book of Job. Book of Job, 1520 BC, filled with scientific facts. The study of the book of Job and its comparison with the latest scientific discoveries has brought me to the matured conviction that the Bible is an inspired book and was written by the one who made the stars. Charles Buckhalter, Shabbat Observatory. The book of Job and the Earth's rotation. For ages, scientists believed in a geocentric view of the universe. The differences between night and day were believed to be caused by the sun revolving around the Earth. Today, we know that the Earth's rotation and its axis is responsible for the sun's rising and setting. But around 3,500 years ago, it was written, quote, "Have you commanded the morning since your days began, and caused the dawn to know its place? It, the earth, takes on form like clay under a seal." Job 38, verse 12 and 14. The Hebrew word for takes on form means, quote, to turn, and alludes to the rolling cylindrical seal used to stamp an impression on clay, an accurate analogy of the Earth's rotation. The Book of Job and Springs of the Sea. Modern deep sea diving cameras have discovered amazing hot water vents at the floor of the oceans, the springs of the sea, which are mentioned in Job 38, verse 16. These thermal vents release huge amounts of mineral-rich superheated water. Richard Gunther. There are four main points in this matter that the Old Testament affirms. First, the Old Testament asserts positively that springs do exist in the ocean. Job 38, verse 16. The source of this knowledge claims omniscience and is allowing that omniscience to be tested by scientific investigation of the ocean floor. Second, the undersea springs are said to have been established at the earth's creation. Psalm, chapter 33, verse 6-7. Third, the floor of Noah is claimed to have been caused, at least in part, by an unusual activity of ocean floor springs. Genesis chapter 7, verse 11. Finally, springs are mentioned so we can marvel at the wisdom and power of God. Proverbs 8, 22 and 28 by Stephen A. Austin, Ph.D. The Book of Job and the Way of Light. Job chapter 38, verse 19 asks, "Where is the way to the dwelling of light?" Modern man has only recently discovered that light, or electromagnetic radiation, has a, quote, way. In empty space, this speed is approximately 186,000 miles per second. The Book of Job and Dinosaurs. Why did dinosaurs disappear? Science can only speculate. However, the answer may be in Job chapter 40, verses 15 through 24. In this passage, God himself speaks of the great creature called the behemoth. Some Bible commentators think this is a reference to the hippopotamus. However, one of the characteristics of this massive animal is that it had a tail the size of a large tree. The hippo's tail isn't like a tree, it's more like a small twig. Here are all the given characteristics of this huge animal. It was the largest of all creatures God made, was plant-eating, herbivorous, had tremendous strength in its hips and tail like a large tree. It had bones as strong as bronze and iron, lived amongst the trees, drank massive amounts of water, and was not disturbed by the raging river. He appears impervious to attack because his nose could pierce through snares. The scripture says, quote, "Only he who made him can bring near his sword." Verse 19. Perhaps God caused this, the largest of all the creatures he had made, to become